Hello and welcome to the Northwest Fusion Group video channel. I'm Ian, G0VGS. From time to time we get questions about how to use the network and the best way of doing certain things. So I thought what I would do is compile a sort of video frequently asked questions. I hope you find it useful. Do I need to connect to a repeater or a gateway in order to use it? The simple answer is no. The only time you need to connect to them is if you want to control them in some way. For example, to change that gateway to another room. In Northwest Fusion Group, our repeaters are fixed, but the gateways can be moved. That's done in order to retain a core of useful repeaters on Northwest Fusion Group. The great thing about Fusion is if you want to use it, you simply have to turn on the radio, dial in the frequency, or program in the repeater in the normal way. You can even do it from the radio, and then you just use it like FM. It's by far the simplest of the digital voice modes. You don't have to register for normal use, you don't need a special user ID or password, you don't have to send a copy of your license, nothing like that. You don't have to do anything but turn on the radio and use it. So how do I make a contact? Well, in exactly the same way you would on FM, SSB, CW or any other mode. Don't be afraid to call CQ. There are several ways you could do that. You could call CQ CQ, this is G0VGS calling CQ. Or maybe this is G0VGS listening Northwest Fusion Group for any calls. And I'm sure you could think of many other ways of calling CQ. Don't be afraid to put a call out. Why do I need to leave a gap between overs? When you're using normal RF between radios, the conversations are immediate. Radio waves travel at the speed of light, no problem. Connected systems like Northwest Fusion Group use the internet for connecting, and the internet can be very variable in speed and of course runs at a tiny fraction of the speed of radio waves. This can cause a symptom known as latency. This means a delay between someone starting to talk across a connected system or network and you actually hearing it. There's nothing more frustrating than trying to join a QSO when the gaps are too short. Always aim to leave a 3 to 4 second gap to allow for latency. What are the differences between DN and VW, and what do they mean? Well, DN is short for digital narrow. DN is the usual choice for QSOs in C4FM. It's the best choice if you're mobile, as it gives good coverage and has error correction. With DN you can also send small amounts of data at the same time as using it for voice. VW stands for voice wide, and while the bandwidth used is exactly the same as for DN, it uses the whole of the digital stream for voice. There's no error correction in voice wide and the coverage is not as good as DN, but the audio from it can sound absolutely superb. So what are the differences between C4FM, YSX and YSF? C4FM is the mode that Yaesu use for their Fusion offering. Anytime you use Fusion, you're using C4FM. YSX is Yaesu's internet linking system. This can be used with most Fusion radios via a computer. YSF stands for Yaesu System Fusion and is what you see mostly with hotspot software. Which is better, YSX or Reflectors? YSX will always be better than a reflector. After all, that's what the Yaesu system is designed for. Reflectors are fine and they provide a very useful service, but they don't always support everything that WiresX does. For example, they may not support voice wide, and all you'll hear will be silence from a station using it. The next set of questions are specifically about using the WiresX software with your Yaesu radio. How do I initially connect to a room? Well, if you know the number of the room you wish to connect to, simply go to the Connect menu, choose Connect to from the menu and enter the number you want. You can also choose a room from the Rooms section in the WiresX software. What are the differences between PDM mode and Portable HRI mode? Both of these modes are ways of connecting your Yaesu radio to the WiresX software on your PC. PDM mode, or Portable Digital Node, allows you to connect to digital rooms on the internet. Portable HRI mode allows you to connect to both digital and analog capable rooms on the internet. To use analog capable rooms fully, you'll need an SCU40 cable or make your own cable with audio leads built in. The audio cables connect the radio to the sound card of your computer. I'll be doing a video about analog capable rooms in the near future. PDN and Portable HRI both support direct and access modes. The only differences are the key sequence to enter the mode and the ability to access analog capable rooms. So what's the difference between direct mode and access mode? Direct mode allows you to connect your radio to a computer via USB and talk over the internet using the same radio. No RF is generated, although obviously good practice would still be to put a dummy load on the antenna socket. Access mode means that, as well as the internet connection via the computer, the radio generates RF. This means that you'd need to have something connected to the antenna socket. It also means that you cannot now use this radio directly. You need to access the radio from another Fusion capable radio. Why can't I hear certain stations when I'm using an SCU20 cable and WiresX? Well, following on from the last point, an SCU20 cable only supports digital voice. Because of this, if a station is connected via an analog capable room, you may not hear that station, and they may not hear you. What are the differences between using Portable HRI mode, or PDN mode, and using an HRI 200? Portable HRI mode and PDM mode allow you to connect your radio directly to the computer via USB. This gives you the choice of using that radio to talk over the internet in direct mode, or using the radio as a gateway in access mode from another radio. Using an HRI 200 means that your radio is always a gateway. You can't use it in direct mode. That said, using an HRI 200 allows you to experience WiresX in the best way possible and supports all of the WiresX functions, including analog rooms, and also gives you the additional benefit of your own room. So in the UK, can I use access mode connected to an aerial so that I can use my own station when I'm mobile? In the UK, we're not allowed to let other people remotely control our stations without a notice of variation on our license. If somebody else can use your station, they are, by definition, controlling it remotely. In other words, from another location. Notices of variation for simplex gateways are available to both intermediate and full licensees in the UK and are straightforward to apply for. The simple answer is that if someone else could possibly use your station, you need a notice of variation to run it. And finally, Cyril, for those of you of a certain age, you can access Northwest Fusion Group by using any of our connected repeaters or gateways. You can also connect to our Wires X room 41755 or our reflectors YSF 26499, which is known as GB NWFG, or FCS 00428. So there you are. I hope you found that useful. You can find more in-depth information on quite a few of these questions from the rest of the videos on this channel. As I said, I will be doing a follow-up video regarding analog capable rooms at some time in the near future. In the meantime, if you find you've got any more questions or you'd like to know more about any of the particular answers that I gave, please leave comments below, or maybe even ask me on Northwest Fusion Group. So until the next time, cheerio and a very happy new year. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please click the like button and do consider subscribing to the channel. If you click the bell icon, YouTube will notify you every time I release a new video.